Welcome, folks, to Fragadelphia ESEA Cash Cup Edition. It's a grand finals Sunday, and it's really, really cold. But we know we got the hottest teams in the region up here. I'm joined by Boggs. We got BOOZOOMERS versus the Bad News Bears, aka Gas Money.
Gas Money. They're just looking for some sweet cash again. I think this would be Swisher's 10th Cash Cup victory. By the way,
More than that, I'm pretty sure.
I believe he's won 9. I believe he's won 9.
I think he's up there to 11. I mean, in any case, like, he's just going off. He's taking over the region in these cash cups that he's looking to do it again. Swisher wants his Gas Money, but standing in between them is the BOOZOOMERS.
Yeah, good old vet squad over on the BOOZOOMERS with the likes of Flom, Freakazoid, and Cooper. Hate in there as well as missed in the IGL of ATK. Gas Money, pretty known quantity. The one weird part about it is Peter playing for this squad. So it is the return of Dirty Peak Pete as well, who has had some good moments as we saw yesterday. Junior and Swisher, though, it kind of is their swan song with this squad. So a little bit of a farewell journey, you might say. A return to Chicago almost in these cash cups for him.
Well, unfortunately, for BOOZOOMERS, roster changes is not going to stand between Swisher and his Gas Money. But on the side of BOOZOOMERS, we definitely have some interesting faces returning to the Counter-Strike scene. The Abadir brothers and Cooper and Freakazoid are also making their return into, well, competitive CS we have yet to say, but they're definitely back in the fray and playing for this squad. And they looked great yesterday. We got a good look into what Cooper had to bring to the table, which is a nuclear performance, dropping over 30 kills. He's looking amazing and joined by some solid individuals with Flom just doing his magic in terms of IGLing and making every team he's on look like a coordinated unit. I mean, BOOZOOMERS definitely can stand a chance on a couple of these maps.
Yeah, I agree, and we do have the maps available as well, so we can take a peek at those and see what exactly we're going to get in terms of a matchup. The first map is, I think, something that we've seen so many times out of the Bad News Bears roster as a whole, and it's picked by the BOOZOOMERS, which I think is a big risk for them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they didn't look too bad on Ancient just yesterday. In fact, if you look down the veto, you can see that BOOZOOMERS were open to the option of playing Ancient, leaving that to the Bad News Bears to ban. But for the BOOZOOMERS, I think they're trying to capitalize on a little weakness here. I will say that the roles for Gas Money are a little bit janky, considering you have Peter and Junior, both primary offers. We saw yesterday that Peter was relegated more down to the rifling. He wasn't bad, but considering the opposition, we're looking at BOOZOOMERS, who were actually on point in terms of the rifling. I think Cooper was just super versatile in that best of one versus one tap. So in particular, the BOOZOOMERS are looking to have their day in the sun, perhaps on a map like Inferno, kind of catch the rolls off guard.
Yeah, although that double op setup on CT side in particular, I think is going to be something to try and be avoided for both of these sides. I mean, you have Junior and Peter, arguably a little more firepower than Cooper and Flom, but there still is a very solid double op setup on the side of BOOZOOMERS, which I think we're going to see a lot of as often as possible, see those double ops on the CT side of things. But I don't think there's going to be too much trouble on the T side of things for the Bad News Bears either, because Pete historically has been very good on the map of Overpass or Inferno, and it's not necessarily a map you need an op on the T side either. I think they will utilize Junior's op on the T side, but I think Pete will still be able to do more than fine with the rifles, and he's a vet. He can fill into whatever role he really needs to, and of course, we're forgetting someone I think we need to talk to, especially on Inferno, is Spongy the A anchor.
Yeah, Spongy looked so good yesterday, and I think he's always been the most criminally underrated player in all of North America. One of the most solid anchors you could possibly ask for this squad, and he is just a straight headshot machine on a good day. So find him on the wrong, or if he wakes up on the right side of the bed, or get on his bad side, it is going to be a bad day for the BOOZOOMERS. All in all, I mean, I love Spongy on this lineup, and I think he can definitely deliver. On the other hand of things, Freakazoid is coming into the lineup. We saw for BOOZOOMERS, he's bringing some of that classic Freakazoid style, getting up in your face on the T side. I mean, we're seeing some more vintage stuff coming up from the BOOZOOMERS side. It's really interesting, and there's a reason they're called the BOOZOOMERS. You have people on one end of their 20s, and then people who are just entering their 20s. It's quite the mix, a mix of
Yeah,
players that they got there.
it really is. Yeah, and it just goes to show how CS can really bring everyone together too, which is pretty cool. I mean, you have a team that, I mean, both these two teams, it looks to be a team of friends across the board. And well, in one case, brothers, but
Yeah. Well,
it's that community family aspect that I really love that this game brings. And we get to see it on full display here in this matchup, which arguably I think is the best matchup we can realistically expect down the line of the tournament.
yeah, I mean, honestly, we have so many storylines coming into this as well. We have Peter making his great return into playing. Well, playing. I'll give it to him. He's still in the poker realm, but Pete's still got it. We know that Pete has always still got it in him. I just don't know how he does it, being well coined as boomer status and still drops incredible numbers. So I'm super excited to see Pete back in the server. In all reality, Cooper has been, I mean, looked great. Despite he's coming down the home stretch when it comes to age in esports. He's been looking in his prime at the moment, in all consideration. So I'm happy to see him back in the fray. To be sure, like we just had the reunification meeting here just for a little bit of nostalgia blast.
It really is a nostalgia blast to open up the year of 2022. It's a flashback. See, it's a flashback episode. It's a recap to get you ready for what's to come, to get ready for what is in store. We have a lot of North American roster rumors shuffling around. Junior and Swisher have been involved in a couple of those, and it just seems like this is kind of that sort of homage to a lot of the vets in the scene, where it's like passing the torch almost, perhaps, as well, which I think is something that North America can definitely use. But if these guys want to stick around, I hope they do, because they always bring some great times and some great memories.
Yeah, I think what's really happening right now is a lot of the old guards kind of returning as more of the playing in the mentorship role. I'm looking at the new Extra Salt, and particularly that's rumored to be Russian Daps are rumored to make their return on Extra Salt. So I'm just gonna get that out there. I think this is becoming common knowledge now. It's already an article's been published.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not leaking anything. If Dan Van Flyman is listening to me, this CEO of Extra Salt, I'm sorry, but
hey, blame Dust too for the article.
Blame them. Blame M&Ms. But in any case, like, those two guys coming back in are becoming the more mentorship of NA, and they're bringing in Infinite back under the wing, back into maybe tier one play. Swisher is making his move up there as well. So, and also they're bringing in Minus in that lineup as so a player who was just playing in advanced 2 seasons ago is now can be playing with some of the best in NA history. So it's going to be super interesting to see how that roster develops, and that's what I like, is the old guards returning and developing the younger talent to make it and bridge that gap to tier 1.
Yeah, we have a classic IGL in DAPS, which I think is something North America really lacks, is the IGLing depth that you can see over in EU especially. They have IGLs basically growing on trees over there, and we come over here and we usually have to convert people to IGL.
Yeah.
DAPS
we have to like
there.
we have to like shout at people, like beg them to IGL at certain rates. Like I'm pretty sure Grim at one point was like IGLing for Triumph or something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it goes all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have that experience under your belt, but when you have somebody like Daps who has been an IGL for basically the entirety of his career, it really does add to a level of tactical depth and knowledge, as well as leadership skills inside of the server. Plus, you have the major winner in Rush. That's going to be another big benefit. Swisher as well can be a sort of a leader secondary caller in his roles. So there's a lot of good pieces on that rumored Extra Salt roster. I hope it does come through. I think that team has a lot of potential to really do some great things to the younger core of North American Counter-Strike and grow them up and be a team that can challenge for a top 20 spot. Be a team that could be a dark horse in, say, like an ESL Challenger event.
Yeah, I think that I think they're looking to be a bit more than dark horse down the line. Maybe we'll see happens in a year's time. I mean, that's just one of the most interesting lineups that I've seen being released. It really is like opening Christmas presents at this time of year. You don't know what you're gonna get out of these lineups. There's plenty of storylines that are buzzing in the scene, and see who's gonna make their breakout into tier 1. Bringing it back to the matchup, however, BOOZOOMERS versus Gas Money. We have our players, of course, Swisher rumored off to Extra Salt. Cooper, there's a lot of questions about where he could possibly be going. I think a lot of people in the scene are hoping he makes a return to competitive play. Where do you think he could slot in?
I think there is a very needed op role on Bad News Bears if they decide to keep that core three together, because as it stands, they're losing the op and they're losing Swisher. There's 2 holes to fill. Cooper could definitely slot in quite nicely as a more offensive opper in a sense, I think, on that roster, and give them maybe that playmaking opping skill that they do really need and has been something that's worked well for them. And I think that would probably be the first spot I would put him on. Other than that, I can't really think of an opping spot that's open in the top half of the ESL Challenger divisions or ESA Premier. So that's like the one main spot I could really see Cooper slotting into right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool because we're actually starting to see that we have a little bit of a depth of talent here in North America. So that's always awesome to kind of see, hey, we actually have a pool of players. For those who are wondering, by the way, we are experiencing some server difficulties. I'm sure the Flom viewers in here are like, oh, why are the casters not pressing the start button? Like, I wanna start playing. Well, unfortunately, we're messing with the servers a little bit, getting the ping right, getting the fairground set. So just kind of throwing that there as a little PSA for the moment. But you can enjoy the Fragadelphia podcast while we're at it, while we talk about NACS, our favorite topic to talk about. So going into like Cooper, we have a more depth of talent. We've always talked about RBG, and honestly, a lot of their players have good potential. I like Hext and Chop in specifically rather are probably some of the players we talked about it yesterday, mostly about how they impress in EU, but particularly those 2 individuals were what stood out for me.
Yeah, those 2 are really good. They have been very solid performers for the RBG squad, but here we go. Pistol round is in. We're finally done with the ping checks and tests. And, well, it's already a pick for the side of BOOZOOMERS. That's a good start for them here on the C side of Inferno. B Wills, that's a very risky engagement, and he does get punished. Bombs down on A in the meantime. 3v4 retake as Swisher brings one back. But this is not an easy side to take control of. The 2 flashes from Spongy are going to have to be massive.
Yeah, that's going to have to be the flashes of all flashes here. Hate, though, playing the headshot angle with the P250 as well. Very lethal. Cooper spots out 2 players. He can back off, just kind of give them the fights. Space, maybe. Now he wants to take the duel. Swisher pushing in. Will take down Hate at a minimum, but the rest of the teammates have fallen. Now he has to go for the reload. Now he gets finished off. It will be BOOZOOMERS starting this one off with a pistol round.
Good pistol round win for BOOZOOMERS. They hold things down on the A side. Little messy there with Swisher's double kill, but for the most part, pretty smooth in the end for the BOOZOOMERS. Gas Money, Bad News Bears logo, starting off on the back foot here on the pick of the BOOZOOMERS here on the CT side. And technical pause has come through in the early going, so we will not sprint into a second round. Apparently, things are not as they seem from the start.
You know, I mean, that round was so furious from BOOZOOMERS that servers went down just a little tad. Actually, it could be a tactical pause. There's still the possibility for that, but I think as time begins to expire, our hopes, our hopes of that happening, begin to dwindle just a little bit here. So yeah, we're in a tactical pause for round number 2. Fun as always, but I mean, there's a question always asked, and that is, do Gas Money want to opt in for a force buy? In fact, well, I know Swisher has enough money for a Deeg in this one. I don't think there's any doubt he's going to be buying that one. So,
I mean, I think they should force. I'm just going to say it.
Swisher on a Deeg can turn any round on its head. So I'll be excited. I'll be excited to see what he has to bring to it.
I'll even raise you one. I'll raise your bet 1. You have Swisher
Alright.
drop an MP9 to someone like B-Wills. And you have the Deagle returned in the favor.
That's a worthy trade. That's actually that's actually a worthwhile trade. You know, Boggs should. You know, a player just disconnected right now. Who is that? Spongy. Boggs get in there for secondary caller.
All right, give me in there, baby. Let's go.
Honestly, that's probably the best way they could do it. Is just shuffle around that MP9, and I wouldn't doubt Swisher's good for one on the Deeg. So
At least one.
yeah, at least one on the Deeg. We'll see. For now, Spongy does have to go ahead and reconnect for the most part. We're talking a little bit about how he was solid on that anchor roll. Well, right now he's -1 and 2, so tough luck for him in the server. Spongy, I know you can bounce back. You're good enough. We're live. Now it's the time for him to bounce back. Is it going to be the force buy? Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, a scout truck.
It's shuffled.
Yeah.
There we go. No MP9. They're just going to keep that extra cash for Junior, maybe an op in the future.
They dropped this. Swisher bought the scout for him. Which I actually really like that call. I wasn't really thinking, you know, it's like Junior's a fantastic op. Might as well give him the scout. Oh, B-Wills. Alrighty there, bud. That's a good headshot with the Deagle.
B-Wills has a Deagle too, man. B-Wills definitely has a Deagle as well. That's an insta headshot. Freakazoid is moving up with some pace and pep in his step and quickly just halted in his tracks.
That was almost like a John G-esque take from Freakazoid, that fast play up towards half wall. Needed the flashbang though, but there wasn't the ability to help him out, and he does get punished for it. Toss the MAC-10 out, although I'd rather have a Deagle in my hands if I'm B-Wills hitting shots like that, so I don't think the MAC-10 would be held too much in the minds of the Bad News Bears. Something they'd want to attain as we move forward into this round. The Scout's still sitting over on the A side of things, which is where the BOOZOOMERS want to try and make their move. Pete's holding as well with the Deagle in hand. Flashbang will do nothing. They're walking into the crosshairs of Junior out towards Arches. He's found one on a headshot, and he's rotating around hunting for more.
Junior getting flashback in, spots a second player. That deep his head on a swivel here. BOOZOOMERS are calling in more players to try and break through. Little does he know, actually has a really nice timing. Could be found in towards library, and that's what he's going to do, pushing in. Junior heard that, but now they're just going to try and crunch onto the A side. Two Deagles standing, one engraved. It does fall. Peter does find one Deagle headshot, and actually Junior finishes off Flom. This is looking to be a force buy victory for the Bad News Bears. It's only Cooper, 1v3. Needs to get that bomb planted, but they're just going to run it down surely here. Throw themselves at the issue. Time has run too low. That will be the end of this one. Also, those AKs can be retrieved. Gas money are rolling in it.
That's why you want to force in that second round. It's arguably a lot more detrimental to lose that second round for winning pistol than it is to lose the overall first round, especially if you can force back like the Bad News Bears did. It all started with a great headshot from B-Wills Jr. with that scout play, and then the rest was history, as they say. Pete getting that one kill on the site that was actually incredibly critical, because without that, there's a man's advantage for the BOOZOOMERS. You can set up with the rifles and get that bomb down. So that made a lot of difference here. Now it's BOOZOOMERS' time to play on the Deags.
See what they got on offer for the moment. Those Deags, again, without much utility, it's going to take an egregious mistake, or maybe a nasty shot from one of the boomers or the zoomers. B-Wills, jump spotting. I am so afraid for him right now. I feel it coming. I feel like the one Deag's coming, but maybe not. Instead, he just taps down Cooper. I just don't even know how Cooper went down. I feel for him. I feel for him. Cooper, somehow Cooper goes down in that situation.
That's unlucky. That's all you really have to say there. That's just pure unlucko mallucko. It's one of those where you just, all right, we go again. Just chalk it up as luck, and CSGO being CSGO. And let that one flow under the bridge. I like this potential B-Wrap coming in through here from the BOOZOOMERS. Hate with a lot of map control working through library. but they still want to head towards A, and this hold is so well positioned. Spongy with that first one drops down into pit. 3 players in a very good spot. Junior swings for the next, and it's all going to collapse here as BOOZOOMERS walk into the meat grinder. Nowhere to go, no damage even really dealt on that take, and it's just a mop-up job there from Gas Money.
Yeah, this is about how it goes when you win that second round force buy. Is your opponents then have to bring out Deagles. They have to try and rekindle the fire. And the only person that's been doing that really for BOOZOOMERS has been Cooper and Flom. But, I mean, that was only really during the pistol at that. Not much really has been said by the BOOZOOMERS so far in this game. And for now, again, with that force buy going the way of the bad news bears, this particular one is going to be a full eco. But look at that amount of damage those Glocks have dropped, and a finisher dropped by Flom. This is getting more interesting than it ever should be, but that's over there. Swisher! Oh, the 4K comes in. Keeping things under wraps. And that's 3 for Gas Money.
Didn't quite get to save the extra AK. That's a bit unfortunate there for Gas Money, but in the end, it's a good cleanup job on the anti-eco. Only losing 1 player, not too bad at all. Junior, okay, he's gonna get an AUG, not an op. I think he was debating the op goal. Did go for the Deagle initially, the sidearm. But the AUG instead, interesting call, especially now that Cooper has an op. It is a glass cannon, though, which is something you don't really see every day on the T side, especially on the likely to see it more on map like Dust, too, but B-Wheels, good flash from Mistim allows Flom to kill, and he'll go for a second. Another flashbang from Mistim, catches 2 blind. And, well, it's the flash utility from this BOOZOOMERS squad that opens things up for him here on gun round number 1.
Yeah, and also Swisher is already down to 22. At the same time, this is looking like a BOOZOOMERS round. See what Freakazoid can do here. If he gets picked on the extremity, that's just an extra man lost. He is alone. Oh, but I think he could just make the round-winning play here. I believe he's heard the rotation away from this A site. They're going to come back in for the rehit. Spongy needs to be dependable as ever. Currently smoked out, and oh, nice nade thrown, but I don't even think that's going to allow the retake. This one should be a save from Gas Money. They're off to the hills, and BOOZOOMERS will find themselves their second round.
And what does it come down to? The flashbangs from Mistim. Literally 2 kills off of those 2 flashbangs. And that's what really worked out for him. Good banana take there. Good aim by Flom to capitalize on the blind players. And that's what you come to expect from this BOOZOOMERS squad. We got to see him yesterday, and they show the same sort of prowess when it comes to the flashbangs in particular. That duo between Flom and Mistim this time going the other way. Where it was Flom in the previous map throwing the flashbangs for Mistim. This time it's Mistim trying to return that favor and let Flom get some nice picks. So good coordination from the BOOZOOMERS, and it's a good round for them to take. Good save, though, too, from the Gas Money squad, because this is a round where they could have been relatively broken. B was low on cash. Barely have enough for a full buy, so they would have had to shuffle some guns around, shuffle some cash around. That AUG can definitely go over to B-Wills. An op can be dropped by Spongy or Swisher into the hands of Junior. And that should probably be how they want to play it. Pete's going to actually be the one to drop that op over. Actually. Or no, Spongy didn't buy it. Pete just had it in his hands. That's how they'll shuffle the guns. Only 1 op for each side as we go into round number 6.
Yeah, I feel like Peter could have actually gotten himself an AWP in this particular round. If they wanted to bring a double op setup, they could have. Peter wants to test his rifling prowess, though. Can't blame him. It's going to be a off duel in this particular round. Starting this one off, though, Flom is definitely low. Already taking so much grenade damage early.
That's a good bit of banana utility exchanged by the Gas Money side. The CT side does not want to give anything up for free. Junior has Spongy pushing deep into halls. This is a good crossfire, but it's also relatively risky. A good flashbang can take out both these 2 players, especially if the peak is coordinated. One watching the left, one watching the right. Freakazoid gets the kill onto Spongy, and Junior gets nothing in return except for some damage received. And that is exactly why that Hall's play can be such a risky call. Great flashbang over, though, but only 1 for Beals in return. Things are not going well here for the Gas Money side. Swisher trying to bring things back, levels it to a 3v3. And there is the damage on the Flom and Freakazoid to consider here, as Peter is the lone defender over on the A site.
Oh, this is so smart from Freakazoid as well. He's beginning to activate a wrap, a flank, And Peter doesn't know about this. He's going to go back and check, but I think Freakazoid's just going to beat him outright. And there you go. Peter's down, and the A site's free. This is a very nice lurk there. In a 3-on-3 situation, he knows that there's a gap in the defense. It has to be somewhere. He guesses correctly. Calculated guess, of course, towards Arch, and that's going to win them this round. They're going to get the bomb down, and you can see that Gas Money are nowhere in sight at the moment.
Not worth retaking the A side in this sort of situation. Don't have the health, don't have the utility, don't have the manpower for it. A side is so hard to retake. It's become B side dust too of ages gone by at this point. Which is why you'll see a lot of teams just opt for the save instantly when that bomb goes down on A so many times. So, for Gas Money, they're going to go back to that old adage. Things will get tied up here 3-all. BOOZOOMERS starting to make a push for things on this T side of Inferno. Pick of the BOOZOOMERS. So definitely a map they would like to take. A map you would say they honestly kind of have to take in this series, given how well Overpass went away of Gas Money yesterday. So, for Gas Money, they're going to be the ones that just want to get the gas going again, put the pedal to the metal, get some more rounds on the board. BOOZOOMERS, they'll have a chance to reset their opposition. Should be a very good start in the early going.
And that's the big opportunity here for BOOZOOMERS. Despite losing that second round force, they're able to bounce back with a couple of very nice gun rounds. Especially just some intelligent individual plays coming in from Freakazoid there. Could see more of those. We'll see if Gas Money begin to read into that as well. Seeing that over and over again, you start to understand the tendencies of your opponent here. So Freakazoid is going to have to find a different way to get a round-winning positional play, or maybe get a round-winning entry. We'll see. It's looking like it's going up towards top middle. Flashbang in. Junior, while blind, hits the shot. Now Peter does get taken down by Freak. Nice one there, and Junior can't hit the shot on the reaggression, and so it just simplifies down to a 4-on-4.
But it's really a 2-and-2 setup right now for BOOZOOMERS. They're spreading out very far across the map, which is a bit of a risky call, especially if Peter or Junior would have gotten that next kill. Of course, it would have been a fast rotation back to the opposite site, but you cannot rely on plays like that. You need to have a little more success on a gamble default like that when you're actually actively going for fights. They're going to leave Freak as the lurker in this round, though, and rotate back towards B. Swisher will now rotate back towards the B side. Help out B will, stuck on Coffin. He's not facing, which is a wise call. There's no safety smoke. Oh, Swisher gets caught out with utility in hand, and B Wills falls as well. It should be another save here for Gas Money. They're not going to go for this at all.
And that's a super intelligent play. I just gotta say, like, what an intelligent play there from Mistum. He sees the player throw that flash from Coffins, and he knows he can just slow walk up. He clears out CT, and it's Swisher with nades in hand. B-Wills had no information on whether they've pushed through that smoke or not. That's just an excellent, just a coordinated and very intelligent play from BOOZOOMERS, because right now they're actually, in terms of this T-side, out-positioning, and in these little micro situations, outmaneuvering Gas Money at the moment. This is something to behold.
Yeah, they are. I mean, this is the thing, too. It's another trap that a CT side can fall into is this saving trap. Because, yeah, you do save your guns, but to go for a poker reference here, sometimes you got to bluff. You have to gamble. You have to go for something a little risky. Yeah, the hand might not necessarily be in your favor, but there's still a chance you can win the round. And if you keep on conceding, you're eventually going to run out of money, which Gas Money have quite literally run out of money into this round. But if we picture rounds on the board as money in the situation, eventually you're going to run out of possible rounds to win. You're going to run out of cash, and you won't be able to fight anymore. Oh, that's another miss by Junior. That's his 4th or 5th big miss I think we've seen today so far. And there's a double opening from Flom. It's not even really a flash, it's just a dry swing of half wall. Fine. Things are not looking good for Gas Money as Flom gets a 3rd towards B. He's the can opener over there.
Oh, that's a little bit awkward. Nice shot there from Peter. But at the end of the day, it's Flom with that triple entry onto that B site. Junior can't connect, not connecting a couple of important shots. That opener would have been an insane one onto Cooper, scoped up. That could have been the real one that just puts BOOZOOMERS in the dirt, but 2 shots go awry, and that will cost Gas Money the round. It is BOOZOOMERS with a very, very nice lead beginning to accrue for them. This is about to be 4 rounds in a row. That a mind box. This is quite the resurgence we're seeing from a team we consider are an underdog in this situation, but they have some firepower of their own. It's about to go down. But at the end of the day, yeah, the firepower.
But it hasn't necessarily been the firepower that's won the rounds. Aside from that last one.
True.
It's been coordination, it's been utility, it's been a much more disciplined style of Counter-Strike, and it's been really good to watch so far. It's very enjoyable to watch teams that do have that sort of utility ability, that can play off of each other quite well. Again, this is a pug squad, essentially. This is a team that was formed directly for this Cash Cup. And that is quite literally what this team's goal is, just to go in, have some fun, maybe win a little bit of gas money on the side, who knows. But for the side of gas money, they need to really find an answer to what's going on here if they want to keep on moving forward in this tournament, because as it stands, BOOZOOMERS overpass the amount of map you can necessarily... It's a map you can necessarily get away with pugging. You don't need to have full set on executes. It's a map you can get away with not having that full-on tactical depth, with which BOOZOOMERS have been very good at getting executes in a couple smokes and some good flashes. It's really been the flashbangs, though, that have been their key element.
Mid-re-aggression seems on the cards here for gas money. Waiting for a sound cue maybe to push that smoke. Maybe drop some spam in. Flash back. Flash out. Ooh, Cooper on scopes. And Junior's on the other end of it. Junior could deal so much damage here, but he can't overextend. Cooper's regained vision. Now can get back into it. Junior actually forced back by the molly. Good awareness there by Cooper. Realizing there's an op on the other end. Cooper pushing forward as well. Just takes down B-Wills outright. Scopes up and finishes them off. But the information is there here from Gas Money. They see top mid bracket is open. And so they can start this rotate back towards the B side. But is it going to be there in time? BOOZOOMERS waiting maybe just a little too long. Now Peter can get in the action, get in the mix, but he gets taken down instead. Swisher, it's up to you. With the AK-47 from Coffins, they're starting to filter in onto the site. They need to get that plant down, and Cooper's going to help out with that. Shot landed on the Swisher.
What?
But one in turn from Spongy. It's a 2v2, but the flank might just end this round in its tracks, but hey, can't connect. He might go down, but he gets the headshot on a Junior, and the round is over. BOOZOOMERS, go one way, go the next, hit the shots, win the round.
Yeah, it's a good fast rotation off by the BOOZOOMERS, trying to throw gas money into turmoil, and it has been working for them. That's a good bit of tactical depth, a good quick audible on the call. I don't think that was necessarily planned. It was more like, hey, we just got this kill here. They're going to rotate the extra guy. We've really been hitting every single site consistently when we make that first move. So might as well just run the other way, see if we can get that catch off of that success towards B. Especially they're going to try and mitigate that early towards the banana aggression. Counter utility coming in from the gas money side as well to stall out these pushes. And BOOZOOMERS, they're going to say, all right, we'll go back towards A. Not like we haven't had success there either. And another miss by Junior.
Oh, no.
8 falls in porch once more. Things are collapsing.
Things are getting really dangerous. Spongy's going to even turn up another missed shot there from Junior. Can he atone for it? Not at all. But at the end of the day, it's a 2v2. His teammates have done enough. He's throwing this moto smoke from pit. He'll get that in. His teammates have done somewhat of a decent job. 8 though, headshot angle. That 1 HP doesn't matter at this rate. Now we can reposition even in towards mini pit. Change it up. Keep gas money guessing as they approach forward. They're looking to clear him out. And Hate will finally fall, but Flom for the clutch maybe. 1v1 now. Up on top of the box. Spam. Bullets whiz by. Drop down. Out towards lane. B-Will's just ready though. And that will be the round victory for gas money coming. Uh-oh.
No
you know
kit.
what? No kit.
What's the old saying about diffusers?
Don't be a loser, buyeth a diffuser, as they said.
And what happened there?
B-Wills did not have a kit, but I believe he had the money to buy one.
And what does that mean?
Oh, Gas Money are currently down 7-3, and they're down to a full eco at this rate. This is looking grim right now, Boggs.
Maybe gas money should have got grim for this tournament.
Well, he is a free agent at the moment. But you know what? All the rumors going around, who knows?
Yeah, never know. We could end up on the bad news bears roster. We'll see how things decide to simmer down. Rumors aside, gas money though, they really need to be able to turn things around because already it's become a 7-round, looking likely like an 8th round of the Boozoomer's. And well, with Pete getting taken out and towards balcony in the early going of this one, really going from bad to worse. The one hero rifle is dropped by Hate. A good passive hold here from BOOZOOMERS, waiting for gas money to take the initiative, to take the aggression, as you would expect on a weaker buy, and it just gets overwhelmed. They cannot get past the AK's holding angles. And this A hold, there's so much pressure on Junior. This is almost an impossible situation for him to win. And then with Spongy and Swish so far removed from the situation, what really can they do?
Yeah, that Junior can't connect the initial shot. We'll go down. Being what? Jeez. Okay, Swisher just swings in and almost finishes off Mistum with just a snappy 1D. But that's it. It's going to be 8-3. BOOZOOMERS have more than just a nice lead. They have a domineering lead at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Gas Money have been left in the dust at this rate. I mean, yeah, this is the eco, but still, like 8-3. They're going to need to muster up something, and I haven't really been seeing it from really anyone in particular. Maybe some moments there from Swisher, but I think we've talked about it earlier. We've already harped on it, but Junior is not looking like his old self.
No, definitely not like the Junior we saw yesterday either, which was so prolific. And now it's just Junior he's still at the top. He's towards the top of the scoreboard. Swisher actually holds that moniker, but it just hasn't seemed to be the clutch ability of Junior that we know and love. It hasn't been that sharpness, that crispness that we have come to expect from him, realistically speaking. And I feel like that kind of goes all the way down the lineup so far on this gas money side today. There hasn't been that ability to get the kills you should be getting a lot of times.
Yeah, and well, it turns out Gas Money have a second offer. They have a very prolific second offer. His name is Peter. He's got that. He's wielding that more towards the B side of things, as maybe it's going to be required, as they've already lost B-Wills on that part of the map. Swisher, though, to respond, swinging out towards top barrels. He does go down at the end of the day, but Peter is here, trying for the wall bangs. Not going to quite connect, so he will back off. And it is Gas Money who will be playing at a man disadvantage this round.
Pete just hit a check towards Bridgestone. There was a comm that somebody could have come up arch. The bomb goes down towards brackets. It's not been recovered. And there's rotation. Spongy needs that kill. Hate will make things another man advantage for the side of BOOZOOMERS. Rotation coming in. It's 2 ops to hold down the A site. B is open, though. And where are they headed, Fi? Back to the wide open objective point.
Right back to B at the moment. They have the one smoke they need as well, just to smoke off CT. That will come through. Peter will be locked out of this round. He has to maybe make his way to Coffins and hope for maybe a potential stop of the plant. Peter, what do you got? Dirty peek. Can't he make it turn? That's an insane flick, but he has to pull out the pistol for it. Junior has recovered an AK in this situation, and he knows maybe where both players are. I think he's full confident that he knows where both of these players are. He also has a hit in this situation, and an insta headshot. Defuse, could it be stuck? Smokes on the bomb, Bam's coming out, and Junior comes up clutch. That's what Gas Money need in this situation. They finally can answer back.
That's an answer back that's been, I think, a long time coming for Gas Money, something they've needed for, what was it, 7 rounds straight now?
Yeah.
So, for Gas Money, they've finally break that streak of BOOZOOMERS, but the money on the T side is more than enough to reinvest into this one. A bomb plant can get them cash for the next as well, and Gas Money's own economy is nothing short of disastrous. Double MP9s on B-Wills and Peter. Swish should have something drop for him. Another pause comes through. This one I'm going to assume is a bit more of a tactical one. M4A1 for Swisher, not his weapon of choice necessarily. He does tend to harbor feelings for the A4 still. But in the end, a gun is a gun, and Swisher can definitely make things work with the A1S. Junior, though, that was the best moment he's had all game, and what a time, too, to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, and with the rifle, no less, as well, showing some prowess there. Respectable from Junior. It's something that they really, really needed at this stage of the game. And, I mean, we saw a little moment there from Peter. We saw a nice flick. He just wasn't ready for the player right up close. Was maybe going a bit too preemptively with the pistol there, but Peter still got it, that's for sure. So, I mean, hey, if Junior wants to pick up a rifle, if he's feeling it that way, I feel like that change of hands could definitely maybe play into the part of Gas Money a bit. Peter, stylistically, is a very different opper from Junior, in my opinion. I feel like Peter is always there to try and win rounds just straight from the rip. Super heavy playmaking op. So, very different than what Junior is, which is more passive, more or less just whittle them away as they try to attack. So, maybe we can get some of that more Peter op action.
Yeah, I love Pete's op. I've always loved to watch it back in the day, and it's always good to be able to see that and hear again now. I would like to see that op a little bit more, but they definitely don't have the cash for it. That is one thing for sure. And the other thing about a double op setup is that it does come back as a double-edged sword because it does hamper your retakes so significantly, especially on a map like Inferno. It's not like this, I mean, on any map, your double op retake is going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Doesn't matter who your oppers are, it is not a fun time. But on a map like Inferno, especially towards the A site, double op retakes are almost impossible. Junior does make the wise call by swapping to the AK in the last round. That's what enables him to be able to win that round. He has an op, he can't play that as confidently, he can't play that as smoothly, and it's probably going to be a 9th on the board for BOOZOOMERS instead of that 4th on the board for Gas Money.
Yeah, that may be just the case. That could have been the case there for BOOZOOMERS, and that would be the game just running away from Gas Money outright. That might just be sealing away the map potentially. If that could have been a 10, that could have spiraled from a 9-3 to a 10-3, and then we don't know what comes after that. So Gas Money keeping their heads in the game in this particular one. They're gonna still need to hold on. The money is far from perfect. 2 MP9s are gonna have to make this one do, and BOOZOOMERS still with the full arsenal. Let's see what Gas Money got for round number 13 as Junior looking to go aggressive down middle.
Fast banana control in from BOOZOOMERS already. Freak is tagged down quite low, and good Molotov to regain control here from Gas Money, but it is a bit of a risky play. They do have the extra rotation coming over, as their weaponry is far from ideal. They definitely should. 2 MP9s to hold down B. Freak is ready to regain good utility. Good double swing, switch with 2 kills, looking for another. Spraying through the smoke, doing a good amount of damage, and he will upgrade to the AK M4A1 on the ground. Swisher lucky to get out alive with his life, though, down to 11 HP. Rotations coming away here from BOOZOOMERS, maybe trying to feel things out on A's. It was a full-on rotation from Gas Money, but BOOZOOMERS are well aware of the fact that there could have been a mid-play, a mid-push. Back towards B, they'll try. 3v5, limited to 1 flash, 1 smoke, and 1 opportunity to get that 9th round.
Yeah, and that opportunity looks like it might just be slipping away. Time is ticking as well. You already mentioned the util. I don't even think they're going to use it. They're just going to slow walk up. Just play a contact. Now they'll make their move, try to crunch in. Player, a new box and Swisher ready to swing at a moment's notice. Cooper blind, and that should just seal this one away, and it is a flawless hold, considering you had 2 MP9s in the round, and everyone gets to upgrade as well. That is a dream round there from Gas Money.
Oh yeah, double ops now donated over, AKs on too as well. That's the round the doctor ordered for Gas Money. It's the best possible result for him, aside from maybe picking up a 3rd AK. A Galil in the hands of Flom. Utility is still strong for BOOZOOMERS, but they've come to the end of their bank. Gas Money could get very close to a high percentage chance for a 7th if they're able to win this one clean. And this is how things can turn quickly in Counter-Strike. Tables can flip over just because of a couple good rounds. Gas Money starting to hit their shots. Junior opens things up. Risky down banana. Beautiful shot. And a spray transfer blind on a missed him. Fine. Gas Money woke up. Perhaps the early start caught him off guard. But now they're awake and they're ready to try and win some Gas Money.
Yeah, it was a cold start for the squad. The Swisher's woken up. That's a hell of a shot, though, from Freakazoid. But he gets spammed down through the smoke. Can't proceed any further. Met with a wall of lead, and that's that. Hate 1v4, and he's getting pushed from bottom of banana as well. I think he's about to get shot in the back. And that he is. Swisher will take him down. A 3-piece for him on the round. 8-6. What could have been a 10-3 scoreline. As a result of this junior clutch, has single-handedly brought Gas Money back into the game, back into the limelight. And what Inferno could have been for BOOZOOMERS is now looking to be a dead-even affair.
Yeah, this could very well be a 8-7 half. Pistol round goes the way of Gas Money. It's their map almost at that point. And I think the defense of BOOZOOMERS is going to have to win this game for them. They've given themselves a good opportunity to do so because of how strong their early 7-round streak was on T-side. But they're going to have to win it on the defensive end, which, considering Cooper and Flom double up, very possible. Peter's going to split the goal there, hit a field goal here on Football Sunday, but he's not going to be able to convert anything in terms of kills. Just Eagle actually comes down to get himself a big board, and Spongy with a nice little angle with that smoke. There's a one-way. Pete up close and personal. Swisher swings as well. It's all down to Frankie. He's just been mated. Artillery strike, and the anti-aircraft fire comes in. Gas Money, that's a very, very admirable comeback there.
Oh, yeah. Considering they were 8-3 down, and now they have themselves at 8-7. It's what was a 7-round streak there from BOOZOOMERS. Gas Money can respond in kind, and they'll make their way over to the T side, immediately jumping into this pistol round. Gas Money with some momentum going into this one. They got a rolling start. See what BOOZOOMERS can provide, though. We're talking about a double op setup that could easily be brought out between Flom and Cooper. So, but that has to materialize first. It starts with a pistol round, and maybe a couple rounds after that. But we can only dream of that double op setup. It's about the CT side can get that up and running, or Gas Money can stifle that early.
Well, fine. Swisher has not opted for the deagle.
Well, he was down. He was up 13-2, okay? The Glock will just suffice for him. Oh my, look at this Cooper. Already pushed down bottom middle. Insta headshots from both Swisher and Peter. Incredible shooting from them, and that's what's going to win them this round, surely. Flom, 1-4, taken down instantaneously. It is now a dead-even affair, as that is 5 rounds in a row from Gas Money, and Junior instantly buying up an AK and armor.
Of course he should. Peter goes for the Galil. B-Will's on a Mac Daddy. Swisher and Spongy, what do you invest in? Galil for Swish. And a Mac 10 for Spongy. Plenty of utility for them on the T side. Hate has a Zeus. And that is all, folks. It's everything BOOZOOMERS have into this round. They won't even go for a gamble stack either. This is going to get tagged a little bit on the Flames. Going for a bit of banana information. Hate creeping forward gets forced up by the Flames of his own. And, well, just out of Gas Money, I think this is pretty much just a steady as she goes around.
Oh,
Cleared.
there we go!
Oh, never mind. Wow.
Let's go! I was waiting for it to go one way or the other. And, well, okay, these spray downs, and Zeus is nice and all, but the spray down just seems to be a tad bit better, as everyone does fall at the end of the day here for BOOZOOMERS, but the content was there from Hate. Respect that. 9-8 now for Gas Money, though. And immediately, BOOZOOMERS, that was their full eco, so they actually wanted to get the guns out as soon as possible, because Cooper can get himself an AWP, a glass cannon in this round. But he has to be careful on a map like Inferno, with HEs aplenty for Gas Money. Cooper's got to be careful wherever he goes. He's going to start this one off towards middle, though, and this could be a deciding factor, but not wanting to deal with those nades. Smart of Cooper, repositioning now, fast up middle for Gas Money. And immediately really jostling that defense early.
If B-Wills wasn't so far removed, I'd say to send B-Wills and try and get that op down, because the Mac 10 against no armor op, such an easy kill there, but Cooper and Hate will pick up 2 quick kills on the Gas Money side. Flom gets mollied out of position and still manages 1. It comes down to B-Wills on a Mac 10 to get the trade. He'll upgrade to an AK, but this is still no easy day towards the A site. Flashbang on the hands of Spongy, double smokes and a nade. In comes Hate for a swing, almost takes down Spongy as well. Leaving Spongy in a 1v3 after that trade. Bomb goes down, rotations coming through. All 3 players buddying up on the arch rotation all the way through brackets and back towards porch. What can Spongy do from here with that low health? If he even gets one kill, I think it'll be more than enough just to thin that economy out a little more.
Why do I feel terrified, though? Never mind, not anymore. There's a potential, you know, he could play a headshot angle on the site and make that low HP irrelevant, but Freakazoid just swings in, Spongy out of position, and that's that. 9-9, BOOZOOMERS immediately strike back with the gun round, and the damage that they dealt during that full eco is really starting to show itself. You can see that Beard, Spongy, Swisher can barely patch together a buy. Mac 10s are going to be all across the board. Maybe a Galil here and there, but in all reality, BOOZOOMERS could find a way to stabilize if they can make this round clean.
And instead of going for the Galil for the firepower, Spongy goes for the utility and the Tech 9. That's a team play right there from Spongy, but this is a very critical juncture for Gas Money. This is where BOOZOOMERS can really start to build the momentum of their own. This is almost reminiscent of that first half, too, and Gas Money got that couple rounds on the board, and then BOOZOOMERS got the guns back up. Alright, so we're going to go win 7 straight rounds, if you don't mind. So for Gas Money, they really need to get back on the board here. This is a pretty gambly round to go for such a heavy investment, so op-centric on a T-side Inferno. So for BOOZOOMERS, just win the round, get yourself set up quite nicely to make a string of rounds go in your favor towards the tail end of this map. And to shut Gas Money out would be no small feat and a very big result.
See right now, Insta-BX, you try to throw everything at the issue, but it is a nasty crossfire assembled. At the end of it, though, Freakazoid actually goes down, and that results into a 3v3 Blind spot doesn't matter. Swisher only had a Mac 10 in that one. No chance against the big green. A 2-on-3 still stands. Junior with an AWP, though, could easily equalize this one. It's going to come down to a lot of that utility usage from the BOOZOOMER side. The coordination is going to need to be there, but Junior doesn't care about the coordination. He takes down Hate to start this one off. Remaining 2 players coming out from Coffins. That's nice there from Flum. Now they can try to jump on a Junior, and he's going to get the job done alongside Cooper. An excellent retake coming through, and the time will be there. 10-9, double digits for BOOZOOMERS. It's a very solid retake coming through.
You know what made that so close, too, is the fact that only Flom had the kit, and he was so far aggressed in towards Kneebox. If he would have taken a couple seconds longer to get back, it would have been a completely different round, and Gasman would have been able to win just off of that miscomm alone. So, good presence of mind for BOOZOOMERS.
If he went down as well, if Flom goes down to Junior, I mean, there could be the trade coming in from Cooper, but it's going to take too much time to run and get the kit and finish that defuse. So, much closer round than it looked like there, considering that there were 2 players standing at the end of it. Went down to a 1v1 that would have been over. But for now, BOOZOOMERS are in the green right now. They're making money, in essence, now that, in fact, Bad News Bears are down to a half buy. This is where they can accelerate forward and put the pressure on, even on this map of Inferno, and actually put Bad News Bears on the ropes in the series.
Yeah, I mean, this is where BOOZOOMERS can try and start to establish some confidence, try and establish a map victory, a stronghold to build their fort on, a foundation, I should say. This is their prime window. Tech 9s, P250s in the hands of Gas Money. Of course, Tech 9s are such a deadly duel, a deadly weapon to use. Not quite the deal at the long ranges, but up close and personal, around a corner, running one taps with the Tech 9. Never easy to deal with, so I think they're going to try and use the speed. Gas Money, good little bait and switch, though. Cooper would rather will get that opening kill. Cooper takes a shot, does not connect it down Banana. But here he has some friends here to help him out. The op still failing to find any marks, but Cooper will finally get one to make it a second. Goes for a no-scope, he's got a third. Will not get the fourth as Freakazoid to save his brother's life. And the Abadir brothers are going to mop up all 5 kills for BOOZOOMERS in this round. Gas Money, another buy up, but no real success in these last couple. And their racetrack is quickly running out.
Yeah, they're running out of road right now. Our Gas Money running out of chances to get back in the game. What a sequence there from Cooper as well. If he can deliver that down the line, Gas Money are going to be quaking in their boots. Fuel's going to be running low going into overpass. If Cooper can continue, it's this time around it's Flom with the opener, taking down Swisher, who was or is at the top of the server, but is now a was in terms of this round. It's already a 4-on-5 within the opening 15 seconds, and there's nothing Bad News Bears can even do to respond on that front. Instead, actually, it's more aggression coming down Banana. As you can see, Freakazoid's already tucked himself up.
It's a good logs play from Freak. I don't think they'll use utility to clear him out, even if they do decide to go towards Banana. Pete holding an angle, could get peeked on by Flom, who expects the player in towards Boiler. Okay, Pete trying to get the return, cannot do so just yet. Flom still alive, escapes towards site. Still not exactly the best opping position, but it is better than being out in the open. B-Wills catches Freak, trying to push down Banana, though. That brings it to a 4v4, and now space has opened up for Gas Money to make a move, moving forward. Cooper pushing in, spots out one bracket, big miss onto Junior, who now has an op at his disposal. Where do they want to move that bomb, though? Gas Money, are you going to try back towards B? Yes, you will. Missing the solo holder, spots out one. Rotations will not be called for yet, however. And with that kill, that's a round for Gas Money, surely.
Surely. They're already onto the B site, and Hate, well, he can't get this one onto Junior. I think the save at the op is going to be prioritized here. What an insane shot there by B-Wills, jumping up. Missed him was feeling confident playing behind the smoke, but just gets tapped out absolutely by B-Wills there. And what started off so absolutely flawless, there's just so many little microcosms that added up, little errors that added up. A missed shot from Cooper gets that. That's just a clean round victory for BOOZOOMERS. He goes down. Space gets created. On the B side of things, Freakazoid gets caught on a push. I mean, really aware from B-Wills just to sit and wait for that. But right now, BOOZOOMERS are going to pay, and Gas Money can hold on to their marbles in this game. They still got chances to keep this one close. In fact, it is close.
Yeah, it's a one-round game right now. It's anyone's game, you might even say, but BOOZOOMERS still do have a slight advantage. They'll shuffle guns around, get a full behind to this one. They'll have their double op set up again, but it did not come up with any success in the last round. They need that double op to work if they are going to have long-term success in this map. So, BOOZOOMERS, do you have what it takes? Because you will be reset if you lose this round. Gas Money know this. They know they have an economic advantage here if they're able to pull this one off. But can they get the space they need? Can they find success here? At the peak from Flom in towards Halls. They have Cooper out towards the B site and the 3 stack as well towards Carr. It definitely can work out well for BOOZOOMERS, but they do have to be very, very careful here. Not allow Gas Money to get anything for free. Anything like that for free! Freakazoid down Banana. And that is a problem, Fi.
Yeah, there's still a 3-stack here at a minimum, but missed him tucked out towards Sandbag. Well, he does peek out and actually spot that they're not pushed up at the moment. Gas Money are going back the other way. Hate underneath the porch. Just gonna go in, back away. Give Gas Money the space. Let them burn their fuel. Trying to get into this site. They're running out of utility. Hate trying to re-aggress back in. Swings out towards middle, but not good enough. Swings before the flash, and that will cost him. Flom pushing aggressively, but he has to be aware of the apartments at the same time. Cooper away from that line as well. Flom, though, does pick off that lane player. Now can reposition, and what a shot there from Cooper. Takes down Junior. The double up setup ringing true for BOOZOOMERS. What does Spongy have to say? 20 seconds, but he gets shot up. I missed him coming in from rotation, and BOOZOOMERS are now up 12-10, and the money again for Gas Money is at an all-time low, it feels.
Yeah, what money for Gas Money? Those tanks are on empty. There's nothing in the tank for them. There's no money to refuel. Tech 9, Deagle on 2. 2 flashes in the smoke, all they have for utility. This is the opportunity for 13 for BOOZOOMERS. After that, it almost seems like a matter of time before they can put a pin on Inferno and just chalk that one up into their victory. Overpass is next, too, and I don't think it's going to be that terrible of a map for BOOZOOMERS either. I think they'll actually do very well on it, considering how well they've played in utility-wise. And Overpass is a map you can still get away with pugging. If you can get by on Inferno with utility usage as a pug squad, you can get by on Overpass as a pug squad.
For now, I think just Flaw makes every team look super coordinated. At that, I think he has just a good mind for the game. All in all, and has some great pieces to work with here. Cooper's one of them. Insta headshot onto Junior, and the pistols getting sniped away. Swisher does recover an M4. He does get armor on that at a minimum. Does also have the bomb, but I think the utility question is could just see itself be resolved as they are about to walk in towards Mistum. A lot of armorless pistols, and they lose that rifle. That's all the utility gone at the moment. But look at this little play. There's a little something going on here, but Hate should and will take down Spongy, the bomb, probably the round to follow. There it is.
There we are, 13-10. This is almost what you might call a last-ditch buy from Gas Money. They do get the op for Junior. They will have AKs across the board. B-Will should be dropped one somewhere or other. Yep, he does have an AK. Galil for Pete and for Spongy. So only AKs on B-Wills and Swisher. If you do have two players with the AKs, you definitely want it to be those two. Crisp and clean with the headshots. But Gas Money, this is a round they desperately need to win. If they lose this one, 15-10. Unless they get a bomb plant and they can buy up into the next. But the way that BOOZOOMERS have been playing, the bomb plants have been few and far between. The successes for Gas Money have been few and far between. They've not really been allowed to get much on the board. Hake gets very unlucky on that one. The spray cannot connect onto the second. He will get traded out, but Flom in towards apartments. They've heard him though. Cooper, Flom, 1-2 wombo combo coming through here. Cooper has to be careful there on sight. He might be blind, but they are not. Now they are. Great support flash coming in from Freakazoid. Bomb is down on sight. Spongy just trying to stay alive and do what he can. Buy some time for help, but Cooper's going to put him to bed with a no-scope. Flom pops from Halls. It's all down to B-Wills. It's all down to B-Wills. And it seemed that his motivation was also up. You see that little flicker around the mouse. He knows what his chances were in that one. And they were not good. No bomb plant, no buy for Gas Money. A 15-10 on the cards.
That is just a dastardly round there from Cooper. Somehow, does not go down. He doesn't get checked. He's out in the open. But he's able to just flick around, use that mouse pad to its full effect, and able to readjust onto targets all across the site. Gas Money are officially up against the ropes. It is 14-10. It is BOOZOOMERS with the momentum in their favor. It is Cooper hitting the shots. Flom as well has broken that 20 mark alongside his superstar teammate. The double op setup, we were talking about it at the start of this half. If BOOZOOMERS could get it out, they have, and it has found the success that it has required in this situation. Already they have full banana control. They have a perfect mid-crossfire. It seems just like a dream scenario for the BOOZOOMERS at the moment.
This is exactly what they wanted to happen. This is exactly what they needed to happen. A very good, strong Inferno play coming out on their map pick. Overpass in the wings is, well, albeit a very good map so far from Gas Money. I don't know if they'll be able to stack up against the BOOZOOMERS. Hate with three to the smoke. That is ludicrous. Spotted him on the map marker thanks to Freak's information there. And Swisher just a little high and outside of the head of Flom. That'll be a costly ball for as he gets taken down. 15-10. And this is quite literally the last-ditch buy five. This is their only chance to stay alive on map number 1 and avoid going down to the BOOZOOMERS 1-0, moving into map number 2.
This is just a super... We found ourselves in quite the enigmatic situation at the moment. 15-10. 5 chances, and this one could be it. They're already swinging down banana, and Swisher is under massive amounts of pressure, as well as Hate pushing down middle. He should just be able to shoot him in the back. But Swisher is able to tuck away. Peter sure isn't, though. He's tucked away in the spectator deck. Nice shot there from Junior to be able to respond. So, a 3-on-3 after the dust settles. What more here from BOOZOOMERS?
That was a great bait and switch between Junior and Swisher. That was exactly what you want as a textbook bait and switch play. Trades coming back and forth. It's Junior with the next. Mistum and Flom. East side's the target here for Gas Money. One towards New Box. Molly in for that position. Utility coming forth. Mistum burning, swinging. Catch his Spongy blind. And now, all down to the Oppers duel. Flom versus Junior. Old versus new in terms of the North American scene. Young gun versus old head. Flashbang comes in from Flom as he creeps closer and closer out around the church. I love this position from Junior in towards Dark. Flom has a smoke though, and let's see how he wants to use that. If he wants to use that, Junior. He's got this angle on lock though. There's nowhere for Flom to go unless he hits the most disgusting shot. Junior returns it though, and it will be another round to fight for gas money. They do lose quite a bit of players, though. Their utility might be lacking in this one, especially on guys like Beebles and Pete. If they do not go for Galil, Spongy will be relegated to a MAC 10 for most, actually, they're going to go for the firepower instead of the utility. An interesting call here for gas money, but it's a bold move, and they need to be bold right now.
Yeah, they need to stay active. They need to keep coming up with solutions for that round. Right there, honestly, I wouldn't even call that really a solution, as Junior's able to just entry everything with the sight. It's not like a tactic or something that came up. The tactic is Junior. He's been lights out despite the disadvantage Bad News Bears are on. Swisher. There's so many players right around that corner. He does not want to peek his head out. He might not know it. But there's Cooper up on a boost as well. Look at this. Flashman come through, though, and everyone's blind in the situation except for Freakazoid playing the anti-flash. The setup is pristine. 2 from Freak and missed him as well. Just leaves this in a 2v4. Junior gets caught, plucked from the sky. The setup is perfection from BOOZOOMERS, and it might just get them this map of Inferno. It is only Spongy standing between them. A smoke just separating BOOZOOMERS from a victory on map number 1. Spongy gets swung, and that's it. It is BOOZOOMERS who are 1-0 up in the series.
Wow. BOOZOOMERS take their map pick relatively strong as well. 8 rounds on the T side of things, and then they just lock it down once they get that double op out on CT. It was really the BOOZOOMERS map from start to finish. That 7-round streak kind of set the pace for it, and once they got to that point, they never really let go of the gas. It was all BOOZOOMERS to the end, and yeah, there might have been some good moments here and there for gas money, but it never really was consistent. It always seemed like they never really were able to get that engine fully going.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a double up setup that shut them down at every turn. And in that final one, just an excellent setup, a 3-man top banana setup. I feel like there were some good reads coming in from Flom and company that just actually had their players in the right position at the right time. And while a couple of rounds just Junior just kept them in the game outright. There's no doubt about them. This would have been an even worse scoreline considering Junior and Swisher were both rapidly approaching 30 kills combined together, and they still couldn't bring that over the line. It was Cooper and Flom on the other end of things. Those two, the Boomers, stepped up for BOOZOOMERS. It was the Boomer half that had it in this one. Let's see what the Zoomers have on offer for map number 2. Coming up is Overpass, though. It is the pick of Gas Money, aka the Bad News Bears. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit. But on the other side, we'll see how they fare.